Hi everyone. I've decided to do my biography on Dr. Stephanie Peterson. Dr. Stephanie Peterson is an interesting doctor. She has done a lot of wonderful things for the special education community. She earned her doctorate degree in 1994. She is currently an editor for several important journals, and she is the chair for the psychology department at Western Michigan University. She is currently working at Western Michigan University. Like I said, she received her doctorate degree, and that is specifically tailored to special education, and works on reinforcement schedules with children who have severe problem behaviors. She is a current editor for the Journal of Applied Behavioral Analysis and is a senior editor for the Education and Treatment of Children. She is on the board of directors for the Behavior Analysis Certification Board. Dr. Peterson has worked with many children who have severe problem behaviors. And this is extremely important to me because her work helps people to understand and helps to figure out ways to shape those behaviors for the classroom. I have picked 5 specific articles. The first article is evaluating the temporal location of feedback, providing feedback following performance versus prior to performance. The second one was the Motivate Me, 20 tips of using the motivator to help improve classroom teaching. The third one was an introduction to a special section on resurgence. My fourth article was concurrent schedules of reinforcement as challenges to maintenance. And the very last one that I picked was the effects of varying quality and duration of reinforcement on means to work, means for break, and problem behaviors. The common theme that ran throughout all of these articles that Dr. Peterson was focusing on was severe problem behaviors such as self-interest behaviors, or SIB. 4 of the 5 articles were research-based articles. They were there to figure out how to maintain or reinforce different problem behaviors, or to even stop the problem behaviors altogether. Dr. Peterson researched different feedback methods, whether instantaneous feedback or delayed feedback after the performance, or looking at giving feedback prior to the performance, help deal with those problem behaviors. She found a specific teacher who used a tool called the Motivator. This Motivator tool allowed students to monitor their own behaviors in the classroom. It's like a little timer that they can set where they get to, after the timer goes off, they actually look and see and reflect on their own behaviors. Sorry, and this was very successful in that particular classroom. The last of the 4 articles dealt with concurrent schedules for shaping challenging / problem behaviors. So all of these articles dealt with the central theme of problem behaviors such as self-interest behaviors. That last article was not a research article. It was more or less a research article for resurgence. Resurgence is where the problem behavior is reoccurring. And this article looked at several different research papers that were done on resurgence, and it also discussed the reinforcement methods that was done before the resurgence to see which behaviors increased based on the resurgence. So which reinforcement schedules were likely to have the resurgence happen. So all of these articles I found extremely interesting because it all dealt with those problem behaviors. And being a special education teacher, they were really insightful and really helpful for me to figure out what kind of reinforcement schedule I need to start creating to help my students who have problem behaviors kind of shape them. Now, if I was able to sit down across from her, I had 5 specific questions that I wanted to ask. The first one was, while studying children with problem behaviors, what is a specific technique that you found to work the best? Second would be that I noticed while looking at your history, I saw that you received your doctorate degree in special education. What made you go down this path of helping to find solutions for severe problem behaviors? Third one is, has there been any specific severe problem behaviors that you have found the most challenging to work with and try to modify? Why was that? The fourth would be, I see that you do a lot of research on concurrent schedules of reinforcement. Do you find that concurrent schedules is the best way to treat / shape these problem behaviors? And the fifth one is, as a person coming from the special education background as well, do you have any tips or suggestions that might help me to further along my career as a BCBA? Now, Dr. Peterson, throughout my whole entire presentation, I hope you realize that Dr. Peterson has done a lot of good for children with severe problem behaviors. Her great importance to the field of BCBA is she's coming up and helping to find schedules of reinforcement to help these children with problem behaviors. So I want to thank you for watching my presentation. I hope you really enjoyed it, and I hope you learned a lot about Dr. Peterson.